You know, he's got younger, talented,
Yeah,
and added Steve Smith, Owen Daniels, Eric
yeah.
Dubé. You know, he's not a player, but the team, I think it's
Yeah.
gonna help.
All right, everybody, welcome to this TTC interview. I'm interviewing today Michael Coffman, aka Wacko Flacco. And what made you decide to change your YouTube name just to your regular name?
Uh, I just everybody knows it's me. I'm not an alias. Everybody, you know,
Yeah,
me, not just be another character. You know.
yeah. So have you decided if you want to return to the TTC?
Yeah, I kind of do a little bit. You know, this past year was a little stressful from work, and it was a lot crazy, and I realized I just can't deal with it. So I'm getting less hours now. So, so
Yeah,
now it might be a little bit more tolerable doing more videos. The thing was, I was getting off at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was getting 3 hours of sleep, and I had to go back in there later that night. So,
yeah,
and I had no time to make videos. So now I'm getting off at 5, and in the morning I can sleep more in the morning and make videos during the day.
yeah.
Better sleep.
So you think Joe Flacco will play better for the Ravens this year?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Flacco's gonna have a career year. And I won't be surprised he won't make the Pro Bowl this year. Maybe gonna be a top 5 quarterback this year. I think. You
Yeah,
know, with Smith, we got a lot of talent on the wide receiver core with he's added Steve Smith, Torrey, Jacoby, Marlon Brown has stepped up last year. He's going to take a step down compared to his rookie years, and nobody knew he was last year, but he's still going to be a contributor. Dennis Pitta's healthy this year. You know, he came back towards the end. That was Flacco's main guy Super Bowl run last year. And then, yeah, he just picked a lot of defense. The defense is going to help a lot this year.
so
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on the Ravens draft? What grade would you give the Ravens for their draft this year?
I'll give it a B plus. Um, I like the CJ Mosley pick. You know, I would love to have Calvin Pryor, but I can understand why we went with CJ Mosley. He's a top 10 pick that fell. Um, then also he's an Alabama guy like Ozzie. You know, Ozzie has a thing for Alabama boys. Last few years he always went with Alabama. With last year it was he had Elam. The year before that was Courtney Upshaw with our first pick from Alabama. And then yeah, and in the second round I love Timmy Jerrick and one of the guys I work with did a mock draft. He actually has picked him in round number 1.
Yeah,
So I was kind of excited we got him in the second round. And I was happy. I was surprised that Terrence Brooks fell to us in the third round for real because I thought he had like a first round talent, you know. But they're both all three basically doing pretty good in mini camp so far. I heard. So they're all potentially could be starters week 1. But
yeah,
out of the three, I say the one that might be on the bench is Terrence Brooks because we got a lot of depth with that safety in the secondary right now for the Ravens.
yeah. So from year one and your rookie year and year one, you guys went to the Super Bowl and you won it all. Then year two was kind of tough for you guys having a losing season. Was it
Yeah.
something hard to get used to?
Uh, not really. Was not really used to because I basically, when I was younger, knew when I was in middle school, the Ravens had one good year, and next year was shitty year, and then it was like always like that until Harbaugh came around. So
Yeah,
we got accustomed to making the playoffs every year. And basically, I was a little upset, but I was used to it as a Ravens fan. Like the younger generation, I can understand them being upset, but I grew up watching the Ravens, so I kind of
yeah,
I could I got a little bit more tolerable, and I knew he was going to be good in years to come. So he's going
yeah,
to get a good draft pick out of it.
yeah. And speaking of that Super Bowl, though, you guys had a big lead against them until the lights went out in the
Yeah.
power outage. Then the 49ers started to come back. Did you feel like if that would never happen, did you feel it was going to be a blowout?
Oh hell yeah. Actually, my parents were at the Super Bowl, and they actually traveled down there. And the funny thing was, they were they were texting me like, what's going on? And I was like, I don't know. They're not telling us anything. The only thing was the first 5 minutes
Yeah.
was that technical difficulty thing. So, and then a few minutes later, it's like, it's going to be 35 minutes. Next thing
Yeah.
it was like an hour.
Yeah, that kind of changed the momentum there, and it happened before with the 49ers have a power outage too. So it kind of makes you wonder if it had something they had something to do with it.
I kind of question that too, because that happened a few years against our arch rival Steelers, but I was not mad at that because the Niners still lost and Ravens got back division that game because of that. So now, since that was the biggest game, I kind of had a question. The NFL kind of controlled that. I ain't gonna lie. A
Yeah.
lot of people might get upset with me, but I think Goodell has something, always has something to do with it, and Suggs knows it too. You know, he always plays favorites with the top tier quarterbacks, or the to make it a more fair Super Bowl. But I was surprised nothing happened this year with that blowout. With making Denver kind of come back towards trying to make Denver come back, and make it more interesting. Turning
Yeah.
the blowout.
But did you feel like that last play for the 49ers when it was an incomplete pass? Did you feel that was a clean call?
Oh yeah, I think that was a good call.
I
From what
thought I thought it was like a clean. I kind of thought it was good for them to like just go on because like
yeah, the whole game was like that.
they,
It was a lot
it was
of
a good game.
they let them play, and that's how they should do in Super Bowl games. Let them play.
So any excitement? You feel like your Ravens are going to make the playoffs this year?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I think we're gonna be good this year, man. I think
Do you think you guys can win the division?
it's gonna be tough. You
Yeah,
know, I watched my man Big Ben, aka Stevens, video, and I think it's gonna be between us and the Steelers this year.
yeah,
Because the Bengals, in my like Steven says, the Bengals basically, in my opinion, are going to have a step down year because
yeah,
they just lost their offensive defensive coordinator, and you can tell that's going to be a big test for Andy Dalton in that defense. The Browns,
oh
you
yeah,
know, maybe as Browns, I can't stand Menzel. I kind of want him. I think Horton's going to start, but part of me wants Menzel to be week there, week one, to just murder him. I can't stand him. Uh, and then we probably will get him week three.
yeah. So any other teams you like other than the Ravens?
Huh?
Any other teams you like other than the Ravens?
Uh, no, mostly the Ravens. I follow some of the Redskins because most of my family members are Redskins fans since my parents kind of grew up in the DC area. But you
Yeah,
know, they root for the Ravens like how I do for the Redskins a little bit because of me.
yeah.
Yeah,
So you hate the Steelers more, or do you hate the Browns more?
the Steelers. Because it's
Steelers.
always a heart attack. It's always a heart attack. Who's going to win the game at the end? And I ain't gonna lie, I hate the Steelers, but at the same time, I respect the Steelers.
Yeah,
And, it's just a clean fault game. Back then, I always tell you, I was like, I would never respect the Steelers. But when I more matured more, I realized they're the same as us, basically. And I met some cool Steelers fans that are now cool friends with. To this day, I can talk about anything with.
yeah. Big Ben said it was going to be. I think Big Ben said it was going to be a split. Do you feel it's going to be a split?
The Steelers are gonna sweep us? Nah, we might sweep them.
You think?
Yeah, because the one game you might have a little difficulties with, in my opinion, is going to be week two, because Ray Rice is going to be suspended that game, and the question is, who's the running back going to be? And if the running back, if they're going to step up big against that Steelers defense,
Yeah.
that's the only game I kind of us see them maybe beating us, but then I kind of feel them going to pull it off because it's in Baltimore, and we don't like to lose at home, especially to the Steelers.
Yeah, it's real. It's real tough to beat the Ravens at home.
Oh yeah. Mhm. Y'all did last year. I was at that game. And we
Yeah,
still,
I was
we
pretty
still made it
surprised
tough.
about that though, but it was still a close game though. But Ravens made a lot of few bad plays there, where which cost them too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. and just bad play calling. And yeah,
So what do you feel about John Harbaugh?
last year was really my first thing I kind of questioned him, but now I kind of gained it back with adding Kubiak and realized he cares about this team, cares about the offense. The Ravens, he made his team more balanced, in my opinion, because when the Ravens first came out, it was very defense heavy, where we would stop people 10 or 13 points, but our offense couldn't score. So that hurt us.
Yeah,
Yes, we made the playoffs, but then once we got in the playoffs, our defense was so bad they couldn't even score. So, and basically that 2000 Ravens defense was so good they could score. Basically had like all these turnovers, but and they scored pick sixes too. So that's why I was kind of feeling we won the Super Bowl that year. Back in 2000, their defense, not because of our offense. Our offense was garbage that year. Yes, I was little, but now when I watched it, the highlights, I was like, damn. you know, we had one of the big name we had on the offense was Shannon Sharp, and that was it. Everybody else was like in Jamal Lewis at the time, but he was a rookie. And
so any other team other than the rivals are you looking forward to face?
not this year. I always like to play the Broncos, the Peyton Manning, the Tom Brady's, just meet the best. But since this year, since we finished third, we don't play them. Kind of interested in playing the Chargers a little bit. I just can't stand Rivers sometimes. It's a good game. Always a good series. Um, the Dolphins a little bit. Um, but yeah, look, the Saints. The Saints. I'm looking for the Saints this year.
The
Yeah,
Saints. Yeah.
yeah. And we gotta go to Drew Brees' house to take. We're talking about the Super Bowl. Hopefully the power stays on this time. You know. Yeah. I like to
So what are
make
your thoughts about the playoffs possibly for next season, not this season, but next season? What do you feel about them having 8 teams instead of 6 then?
I kind of like the 18 game season. Um, here's the reason why, because it's important preseason, and basically, I know my parents own season tickets. We basically pay full price for all 14 two preseason games, home games. We still got to pay full price, and basically the stars only play not much, like a quarter or two. But if they short the preseason down to two, the fans basically waste two tickets instead of one ticket instead of two. You know. And
Yeah.
that's why everybody just sells or just gives them away to people they don't know because they're not gonna use them tickets to see the stars play. The only time that's when you see most of the little kids go to the games for real during the preseason games.
So what record if you would have to give the Ravens a record, what would it be for this season?
I got I gotta look at the schedule. Look at my phone. I know week one we played the Bengals. I know that's gonna be a win. Week two, still, I think we can pull that off. Week three, we play the Browns. I think we can pull that off. We start out 3-0. I know week four we played the Carolina Panthers. I think we're gonna win that for Steve Smith because Steve Smith is gonna probably play his ass off in that game to play to say, hey, look, I got something left in my tank. And I think our first loss for real is gonna be the Colts
Yeah.
because somehow we always have problems going towards Indy.
Yeah.
And finally we gotta go to Tampa Bay. I think we can pull that one out. Um, the following week we play Atlanta. That's going to be a little tough. I think that's going to be a good game because Matt Ryan versus Joe Flacco, they got drafted the same year, and you can tell the Falcons were hurting last year without Julio Jones and Rodney White in there, and that's going to be a big test. But I think, I don't know, maybe we can pull that one off. Bengals, yeah, I think we beat them. Steelers, yeah, it's not. It'd be a good game because it's in Pittsburgh. They might Tennessee is going to be a good game. If they had Chris Johnson, I said they might would have beaten us. Week 12, I think it was going to be lost against the Saints. I think we might win against the Chargers. Uh, um, Dolphins, they might. I don't know. Maybe beat the Dolphins. Jaguars, we're going to definitely win. I think we might actually lose to the Texans this year because basically, I can tell their defense did not show up, and maybe their offense can start something. And you can just tell Terry Kubiak did not want to be there last year. And then week 17 against the Browns, so I think we can finish 13-3. I said it at the beginning of the season, 13-3, because
Yeah.
we basically got a weaker schedule because we finished third last year and we played like pretty much the team, the third ranked team in the AFC West. And we basically got to play everybody in NFC South. And then
Yeah.
our division got to play plus, so that's 10 games right there. So I think we can make some decent damage this year.
So other than Joe Flacco, what player on the Ravens do you think can have a breakout year?
Poor Smith, poor Smith. Basically because he's entering his fourth year, and I follow him as a I'm a University of Maryland fan, so I basically watched him in college, and I was happy when we drafted him. I knew basically he had a speedster who can catch and be that deep threat. But I see him more being the intermediate guy who can get that more yak this year. Um, so yeah, maybe Torrey Smith might do something damage this year. And also a defensive guy I think is going to do some damage this year is Jimmy Smith. You know, everybody consider him a bust. As even Ravens fans consider him a bust. I still believe in Jimmy Smith, and he played. He improved a lot this year, but he isn't saying this year. It means he's starting to try and have more interceptions this year because he has a few more drops. He
Yeah.
dropped and he would have had last year. So I kind of have him break out year because ending same year, so they got drafted in the same year. When King was number one, Torrey was number 2. So I'm expecting a big year out of them too.
So what QB in the NFL do you think is overrated?
Overrated?
Yeah. If we'd have to pick one.
Manziel right now. If I were to Tebow in the league, I would say Tebow. Right now, I have to go Manziel because everybody's just getting all this hype for what he did in college. And
Yeah.
there's a big game between the NFL and the pros, especially comes to the AFC North, where we have great defense in all 4 teams. And it's cold. They just like to hit motherfuckers. And I think he's a short guy too, so he's not a big guy like Joe Flacco, Ben Roethlisberger. I don't think he's gonna take the hits.
Yeah.
And
So
especially
yeah.
them got no receiving core, especially Josh Gordon be
Yeah.
out maybe for a year that whole league and that DOI.
Yep. So if you have to pick though, who do you think's going to be Rookie of the Year this year?
Maybe Davion Clowney.
Yeah, I would
He's
think so.
a monster. I would love to say CJ Mosley for the Ravens fan, but I have to be realistic and I have to take Davion Clowney. He basically went to an already stout defensive line in with the Texans, so now they got to stop, worry about Davion Clowney and J.J. Watt. So that's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of think the Texans are going to beat us this year because of that reason right there.
Yeah. Yeah, the Texans. I think the Texans' problem is they need to find out which quarterback they want to use.
Yeah, yeah. I heard they got Fitzpatrick, but I don't think he's the answer. That's
Yeah, they might start uh I forget, I don't know who their quarterbacks they got, but they might start somebody other than him.
yeah, some young guy. Yeah. And then last year, Jason Keenum. But
Yeah, I think they might start. I think they still got him too.
yeah, I think so too. Oh, yeah, you got Stephen Rose. Hopefully Stephen Rose will let us know.
Yeah. So, any plans for any like bets you want to make this season or anything like that?
I'm not really into bets. Um, and if I do a bet, I have to lose, and I hate paying up to it. But then I would,
Yeah.
you know, like that's the shit part. I just don't. It's not worth it. I'll do side bets, not on camera, but I buy like coworkers and sometimes like I'll buy them drinks and stuff. But I'm not gonna make pour soda on my head and
Yeah.
burn my clothes. And actually, one year, my first year, I actually had to burn a jersey because it was a bet. And me with the Broncos fan and Corbin, and I didn't want to do it, but I had to. And I realized after that I was going to do no more bets.
Yeah.
That's just a waste of money right there. I had, it was a former Ravens player, but still, I had to burn, and that took me off.
Yeah. So what fans in the NFL do you think are the most obnoxious fans?
Steelers, I like some of them, but there's still that half that are just annoying that not to the true Steelers fans. All they say is they got six, they got six, and you try talking football with them, they just say the most unrealistic answers.
Yeah.
There's a difference between supporting your team and just being biased. And I think last year when they went 0-4, they still had a chance in the playoffs and everything. I was like, there's no way you will see the playoffs starting 0-4.
Yep.
But I met people I close to or on Steelers fans are actually realistic Steelers fans.
Yeah.
And they say the same about my Ravens. They were like, the Ravens are going to be good this year.
Yeah.
They just don't always always hate the Ravens, but the true Ravens fans, Steelers fans actually kind of have respect for it, and that's how it should be.
All right, I got a couple more questions for you, then we'll be off the air. So my first question is, how many rings do you think Joe Flacco will have before he retires?
Hopefully he wins every year until the rest of his career, but realistically, maybe like one or two more.
Yeah,
One or two more.
I'd agree. And one more question before we get off the air. What do you think about ESPN just hyping up this LeBron James stuff? Like,
Oh, don't even start with that bullshit. I can't stand LeBron. He has all the talent in the world, but he's like, can't keep little man's up. Like all they just do is just talk about him.
yeah,
Get, get, let this man breathe. And there's even I just think there's even LeBron James. That I'm like, what? Like,
yeah,
come on. Like, there's a point where it's just too much of a distraction. And I hate. With LeBron, I don't want LeBron on my team. I'm a Wizards fan,
yeah,
and I don't want LeBron. People were like, well, I was like, he was like, well, he's too much of a damn distraction. He's just a soft. Yes, he will make my team into playoffs, but he's too much of a cancer, in my opinion. Because all he cares about is him, in my opinion. And I don't want that. I don't like that. I like team. Team. I'm a blue collar guy. I like team. It's a group effort, not a single player in a team that's going to help us win.
yeah. Well, the two top teams LeBron James is going to pick either the Cavs or the Heat.
Yeah, I know. I just hope. I don't know. It's still in the same conference as my Wizards, so it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I kind of want him to go back to Cleveland. Just, the Cleveland fans, I don't know. Just kind of want to see that, but at the same time, I don't know. I just don't want him to go back to Cleveland. At the same time, it's going to be interesting for me.
Yeah,
If he goes to Cleveland, also depending on what the Wizards are going to do, because Cleveland also is interested in my winner player Reaver. So LeBron goes to Cleveland, the reason not going to Cleveland, but LeBron doesn't go to Cleveland, the reason going to the Cavaliers, and then the Wizards might get Lou out then. It's going
yeah.
to be happening.
We'll see what happens with that. But anyways, this is Matt Ogden and Michael Coffman, and we're pretty much signing out. Peace.